What is up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this reality chat. All right, guys. What can I say when it comes to Tisha and Marsau? It's just. Honestly, the Scott marriages on Love and Marriage Huntsville, I'm just depleted and over with. And I feel like they kind of are too, but they're just going along with the motions because in my personal opinion, even though Maurice claims to be an attorney and he's got all of these different clients that he's so busy with, but yet we never see him in his practice or his law firm. We've seen this office that he and Kimmy are having renovated, right? And we've seen Kimmy talking about her libido and them meeting with sex therapists and all this other stuff. But we never see that. And then we see Marsau and Tisha at Black. We see them going through these construction projects that they're supposedly working on. We've seen them at the piles of rubble that's supposed to be Scott Manor. But I don't really know how much revenue those businesses are producing. So in my personal opinion, I feel like they need this check for being on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Period. That's just my personal opinion. You can let me know yours in the comment section. But I'm just over it when it comes to these marriages because, listen, if Tisha and Kimmy are happy being in these mediocre relationships and showcasing it for the public and having people say how ridiculous Kimmy and Tisha both look, and most people do, then, hey, do what you love. Do what you feel like doing. But to sit and listen to Marsau and Tisha have this conversation about if she was pregnant, it couldn't be his because he had a vasectomy. First of all, it's stupid because we know that, yeah, vasectomies are done to prevent impregnating a woman, but that doesn't mean that it was 100% proof. Yes, the chances are low of someone who has a vasectomy or even a woman who's had their tubes tied getting pregnant, but anything is possible. But the chances are higher, and the percentages definitely are higher for a man to impregnate a woman when he's had a vasectomy versus when a woman has had her tubes tied getting pregnant. Tisha didn't get her tubes tied. But anyway, that's honestly neither here nor there because we know, in my personal opinion, this is just for a storyline. So it's like, whatever, her taking a pregnancy test, I was feeling sick, I was queasy, and I've been throwing up and whatever, which doesn't seem like she's been sick to us on this show. I know that they have their call times and schedules of when they film, but there was no occasion when they were filming and you were sick. Because every time we see her, it looks like for her it's hot girl summer with the booty shorts on and the crop tops and the boobs out and whatever, just trying to show off your body, but yet you're feeling pregnant. Okay, girl, whatever. But anyway, sitting and listening to the both of these clowns having a conversation about her allegedly, possibly being pregnant, so she decided to take a pregnancy test, which came out to be negative. To sit there and listen to him speak to her, I'm just like, oh my God, here we go again.
You know, I was sick a lot, right? Mm-hmm. And so the last time I remember feeling that way, I was pregnant. And so I told...
And you were pregnant?
Yeah, so I had to go take a pregnancy test. It wasn't positive. It was negative.
That's so funny.
How's it funny?
Well, because I have a vasectomy.
You do know people still get pregnant. I know like 3 people who got pregnant and their husband had a vasectomy.
Did their baby look like their husband? She has 2 master's degrees and a bachelor's degree. She's smart enough to know in order to get pregnant, you have to have sex with someone that can produce a baby. We're not talking about the pregnancy test. We're talking about the idea that she could be pregnant. and by who? I'm sorry if I'm speechless right now.
That's fine. You can go get some liquor, though. Because I don't even like your response. Like, you don't, like, you're saying, like, you don't trust me or something?
If you got pregnant, my first thought would not be the vasectomy didn't work.
What would it be?
Get a blood test.
Would you really?
I would absolutely get a blood test.
And I'll leave your ass. Right after the blood test, come back.
How you gonna leave somebody that already left you?
That's disrespectful.
How you gonna leave somebody that already left you?
Leave me, because I'm gonna leave you first.
I'm sorry.
That is so disrespectful.
I think it is.
Yes,
I think it's very disrespectful to get pregnant on your husband, got a vasectomy.
You should Google it and see how many times it happens. Because obviously you don't know.
And I'm the gaslighter. Oh, killer.
Is it 100% certain that you cannot impregnate once you have a vasectomy done?
I feel like you tried to pull a Marsau on Marsau. Is this how you feel when I say stuff? Oh my God.
I think we should probably stop this conversation because I feel like it's getting very disrespectful.
On whose part?
Your part.
T, you took a pregnancy test. Yeah, babe. I'm not set up like that.
Okay.
Anyway, guys, so you heard that, Bull. And listen, the fact that he and his brother went together. I mean, who does this? I don't believe I've ever heard of anything like this. I don't really know any men that are jumping to get vasectomies in the first place, even though anyone with sense knows that it's an in-office procedure that's done and you leave and you go home. There's, no need to be put under and you're asleep and they're doing it. It's more on a woman to go and get their tubes tied, right? But most men don't want to do it because they feel like they're going to not be able to perform anymore. There's just all of these lies and rumors and stereotypes about getting a vasectomy, right? So we already know that this is not something that most men are jumping to do. Who do you know is like with their brother and like, hey, let's go get vasectomies? Unless you two brothers that allegedly have been having group sex parties and just wilding out, sleeping with all of these different chicks, right? And you're stupid enough to believe that you getting a vasectomy, even though you may not be out here producing a bunch of babies, so you don't have to have child support here, there, and everywhere that you're having to pay out that you can't really afford. You could still be getting venereal diseases, so you'd probably blame that on the woman that you're married to or in a supposed monogamous relationship if you did get something to say, well, I didn't get it. How'd that happen? You must have been. Because he's the type, he strikes me as the type that he would be out here cheating. She winds up getting something, wasn't out here cheating herself. And then she's wondering how this happened. And she would let him know about it. Babe, I just have to let you know that I went to the gynecologist and I found out that I've got gonorrhea. I don't know how it happened because I wasn't sleeping around with anyone. And he strikes me as the type, knowing that he was out there cheating, would blame it on her and gaslight her to the point where she would start wondering, well, even though I haven't been sleeping with anybody else, hardly sleeping with my husband, maybe I did get it from someone. Maybe I was in a public toilet and I sat on the toilet and I picked up gonorrhea. Maybe that's how it happened and I wound up giving it to like, he strikes me as the type that would do that and gaslight her so much. Well, I don't care if she has 2 master's degrees and a bachelor's degree, she would still believe what he's saying. That's the type of person that he is. And she just really isn't that smart. She may have the book smarts, but she doesn't have the street smarts and just the logical sense and emotional intelligence to, one, not even be in a relationship with somebody like this anymore. But he's clearly checked out a long time ago. He's just in it for the finances and he feels stuck and, well, whatever, this is just life and for better or for worse. And yeah, it's worse. So I'm just going to stay in this. It's just sad. I'm tired of seeing the both of them and seeing her snicker and giggle and so, I was feeling sick, and so I took a pregnancy test. I'm just like, oh my God, are we really doing this? Are we really doing this? She should have, honestly, she shouldn't have even told him about it. But again, they're on this reality show, quote unquote. So they're supposed to show their quote unquote reality. So you're making this stuff up for the sake of a storyline because you really don't have much going on. I don't hear them saying anything about the litigation that their business is involved in, whether, they are the ones that initiated it and then they were countersued and you're going through it. Talk about that. That's real life. Why not talk about that? But sitting here conjuring up these stories and just seeing him continuously treat her like someone that isn't happy to be with her, I'm just so over it. I'm not saying that she's incapable of cheating on him because obviously she has a mama that has a husband and a boyfriend. Okay. So I'm not saying she's Miss Innocent out here, but I'm just over this ridiculousness. And I just wanted to talk about it real quick, guys, because sitting there seeing him with his wrinkled up face, just scrounging up, looking at her, Gumby is continuously gaslighting her, and then her saying, well, after I get the blood test, I would leave your ass. He's like, how are you going to leave somebody that already left you? He's already left. He's just physically there. Mentally, he's checked out. His dick is probably with somebody else from time to time as well. I'm just sorry. And I am over her and him as well as Kimmy and Marsau. I'm not going to go into them. Maurice. Might as well be Marsau. They're freaking the same people. Anyway, guys, I'm not going to get into them right now, but I just wanted to talk about this real quick. Let me know your comments in this comment section below. Thank you guys so much for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.